Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Best Investing Money Management channel on YouTube. In today's video, I wanted to talk about should you buy oil stocks. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys get anything in value out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, concerns, ask them down in the comments. So what's been going on with oil. Now, for those of you that don't know, you literally must be living under a rock because oil has pretty much doubled almost overnight, right? Where it used to be $2, then $3, then right now, in some places it's $6 or $7 per gallon, which is crazy to me. So what's been going on? Why is it getting so expensive? So the first reason is because of the situation, the conflict with Russia and Ukraine. And Russia actually paused all of their imports for oil to the US. So basic supply and demand states that if you have the same demand but less supply, the price of whatever that product is goes up. Now, the reason why is because there's less supply, there's less of it out there, and the demand is the same. And as the demand increases, it will also continue to go up. Okay, and that's what we've seen, right? And I understand that the Russia oil only accounts for 2 to 10% of all of the United States oil, but the issue with that is gas stations understand that people understand what's going on, and they can charge a little more. Not to mention, we do have a pipeline that's closed, and anytime you have less supply, what happens? Prices go up. Now, another thing, we have something called inflation right now. Now, inflation is pretty much just when there's a lot more money out in the economy. And is that a bad thing? It's not the greatest. The reason why is because that will increase prices to just about everything, right? I'm sure you guys notice the prices of groceries has gone up, the prices of used cars, the prices of virtually everything has gone up just because of that basic inflation, right? When the government prints a lot of money or when there's just a lot of money out there, prices go up. So that's what we've seen, right? And looking at Chevron, now for those of you that don't know what Chevron is, oil company, more focused on petroleum and gasoline. And you will notice that this stock, right, a couple of months ago was trading for about 60 bucks, right, hitting lows here. And then within a matter of a couple of months, this stock was hitting $182 per share. Beautiful upward trend, no major downside, right? And right in here, this is just a matter of 4 months where this stock went from $90 up to $182 a share. Now, looking at their past earnings, right, you'll notice that, boom, huge surprise, a surprise of $8 billion, right, just because they can control that market. Looking at it here, they also paid out a dividend of $1.42 per share. Looking at this one, another dividend payout and another very, very strong revenue, right here at $48 billion and a surprise of 2.4. So why is this going up so much so quick? Just because they can now control that market, and just because there's a lot less oil, which will cause the price to go up, which will cause them to make more money. But looking at it here over the past couple of weeks, we've seen a huge sell-off from 182 all the way down to 143. Now, looking at it, if we actually go to this 5-day chart, you will notice that there's been a lot of volatility from this, right? Where if we look at it, just a downward trend, right? Where pretty much these sellers are in control of this stock. Before it was trading for, 172 in a matter of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. This thing was looking at $140. So it sold off about $30, in just a handful of days, which is crazy to me. And the reason why that is because there has to be a peak top, right? The market's now starting to level off. There is a lot more programs that the government's starting to roll out to keep a hold of these prices of gases. And if we look at other companies like ExxonMobil, XOM, you'll notice that we've seen a very, very similar thing, right? That general sell-off, if we actually go ahead and we look at this chart here, you'll notice huge influx of price, right, where it went from 27 all the way up to $104, right? But this is looking all the way back in 2011. We don't need to look at that. Now you'll notice that, right, heavy support down here at 30, resistance at 60. This thing sold up or got bought up to $105. Personally, we'll probably have a little more sell-off back down to at least 74 bucks, which is this yellow line, that 200 moving average line. I think that's where we'll get some sort of buying pressure stepping in. So what I'm getting at is right now there's just a lot of volatility with oil in general. And is volatility a bad thing? As a trader, you look at it as opportunity, right? Because you can buy in, you can get in on some volatility, get some buying pressure, and you're making some money just because this thing goes up and down at pretty rapid rates. But as a long-term investor, right, you have to understand that the trend is in your direction. So if we look at the past, 10 years, you'll notice that just recently we've had this huge influx of price. Personally, I think we'll get a little more sell-off, like I mentioned, back down to 75, a little more realistic value. But overall, you'll notice that on the RSI, this thing was at a 89, which is extremely overvalued, right? If you look at every time this thing's at an 89, we just get these massive, sell-offs. And that's kind of what we've seen. So personally, I think we'll get a little more sell-off, back down to about 75 for Exxon. But overall, answering that question of should you buy oil? Oil carries a huge potential. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. But overall, right now, it's just a lot more volatile. So personally, I would keep it under 5% of my portfolio. What that means is for every $100 I have invested, I would put about $5 into oil companies and all that good stuff, guys. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's kind of what's been going on with oil and answering that question of should you buy it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. We will see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe. Take care.